Today we're going to be checking out the brand new YSL Myself Le Parfum. This bottle's still sealed up, so we're going to open it up and I'm going to try it live on camera, let you guys know how it compares to the Eau de Parfum, and I guess also how it compares to other fragrances on the market. You know, when this one first came out, I think even in my first impressions video, I said, this might not be crazy, super exciting, but there will be flankers to follow. And it's just, at this point, it's like common. We know that's going to happen. It's not like I had any insider information because I did not, but we all saw this coming. So we've got a Le Parfum. I would imagine we're going to get an Elixir up next, and then maybe an Eau Fraiche or an Eau de Toilette or Eau de Toilette Intense. That's just kind of how I see it playing out. So we'll see. You know, the Eau de Parfum, I don't think it's half bad. I like how it smells, but maybe Le Parfum will be even better. Here is our bottle. We got a nice matte black finish. Looks super sleek, super clean. Really, really like how that looks. Let's go ahead and get this one on and we'll see how it holds up. So I am getting some of the original off the spray here, off the first spray, kind of that orange blossom, bright freshness that is basically common throughout the entire Eau de Parfum. But I'm getting more of a white floral. More of a white floral and then also kind of like an iris. It's like white floral, iris, woods, that whole deal going on. And I will also say, initially, and again, this is 2 seconds in, it's not super, super sweet or super, super powerful in terms of its delivery. I still find it to be pretty fresh, relatively speaking, compared to the Eau de Parfum. So maybe I was expecting something a bit more dark off the opening. I'm not getting that. Even though this is a Le Parfum and maybe that's what you would expect, not the case, at least right now. Now, one thing I will say, Le Parfum, okay? This is where it gets confusing. I don't know if it's an actual parfum or not, but man, this stuff leaves a film. I'm almost wagering that it might be true parfum concentration, because when you get the parfum concentration, highly concentrated scents with a lot of oils in them rather than being watered down with a bunch of alcohol, like it leaves a film on your skin. You can feel it. Like I can feel it on the top of my hand right now, and you can see the shine compared to where I don't have anything sprayed. It's probably not going to show up. Nothing, something. You can see that shine. Don't really get that with the Eau de Parfum. Don't really get that with Eau de Parfums and Eau de Toilettes in general. That's kind of a digression here. Getting back on track, yeah, white florals, a little bit of that orange blossomy citrus off the top, but less of that. More floral, more woody with a tiny iris touch. Now the iris to me, which I don't even think is in here, I just pick up on it. It's not a sweet smelling iris at all. It's more of a fresher style. Think like a Prada L'Homme or something like that. I've got these notes pulled up, so let's look through them. Up top we have black pepper. In the mid, we have orange blossom. In the base, we have patchouli, amber, bourbon, vanilla, and woody notes. So yeah, no iris, kind of to be expected, but beyond the orange blossom, I'm getting a lot more of a floral component as well. Again, a white floral. And it's a very similar floral to me that's used in Amouage Reflection Man. It's very distinct what they have going on there. That one does utilize a little bit of iris as well, and so maybe that's where I'm pulling that from. So I'm not saying this smells like Reflection Man because it really doesn't, but the type of floral component that they're using, mixing with some of the woods and that kind of peppery spice off the top, it has a slight similarity. And you know, this is not going to be as comprehensive as a full review, but even now, after it's had some time to settle down, still not getting all that strong as far as a Le Parfum is concerned. Yes, it's maybe a little bit more heavy than the Eau de Parfum, but still not all that much. So the notes that are listed off, like the patchouli and the bourbon vanilla and things like that, I'm not picking up on any of that yet. It's not to say that it won't come out later on down the line, but we're not there yet. And so to me, it's not really what I was expecting. You know, I'll be honest, going into this one, I was expecting something more heavy, more rich. Just looking at the note breakdown, that's kind of what I was hoping for, and that's not what the case is right now. I think the original, the Eau de Parfum, is a fantastic choice for summer, especially, you know, pretty high heat, spring, summer, that sort of thing. I would see this one as more of like a spring, fall, at least again, how it's playing out on my skin right now. Not something that I would crave or gravitate towards or reach for in the high heat of, you know, July, August, like we're heading into. It would be towards the bottom of my list. Because, again, the florals. I'm not big on super strong floral fragrances for heat. I like those for the cooler times of the year, which maybe doesn't always make sense, but that's just kind of how I am. You know, Homage Reflection Man, things like that. I'm not reaching for that stuff in the summer. And I can already tell this is going to be something that's going to be a little bit more divisive, mainly because of the white floral component that's very strong. I'm looking into this one a bit more here, and when you look at the main accords on Fragrantica, you've got woody, amber, fresh spicy, patchouli, vanilla, and then white floral. Maybe I'm just way out of whack, but again, some of those other notes there, the woods, the patchouli, stuff like that, the vanilla, I'm not getting there yet. Maybe this one is something that makes a big change as you get further along into the scent, but maybe I won't pick up here on the first impressions. Okay, so let's look at what people are comparing this one to. The first one is the original Myself, and again, definitely similarity, not as orange focused, not as citrusy, and not as fresh in the same type of way. This one's getting its fresh from the floral component, the other one is getting its freshness from all of the orange that's going on primarily. And then we have a few women's fragrances that I think, okay, so it's Libra Intense by YSL, Libra Absolute Platine, and then I guess the original. My wife has one of them, one or two, and to be honest, I can't remember which one, and I can't remember what it smells like, so I'm not going to be much help with those. Bond Number 9, Lafayette Street, haven't smelled it, at least not that I can remember, I don't have it. Nico Sculpture, kind of an oddball one, I have it. Not really getting much of a correlation there. And then we have L'Homme Les Parfums. Now I have L'Homme Les Parfums. I've talked heavily about it, and I don't think they smell anything alike. And then next up, YSL Y Elixir. I don't really get any comparison there either. One thing that you could say is that Y Elixir is not as strong and elixir styled as you would expect it to be. And this one also isn't as strong and parfum style as maybe you would expect it to be either. So maybe they're kind of, you know, within the brand here playing with that trend a little bit. And then we have just weird stuff like Al Haramain Detour Noir, Leighton, couldn't be further from that. Parfums de Marly Altair, couldn't be further from that either. Armani Code, is that the Eau de Toilette? Armani Code Parfum, no. Although again, Iris, you know, I pick up on a little bit of it. There's Iris in there, maybe there's a correlation, but that's far-fetched. A few Axe fragrances. Gucci Guilty Elixir. Now that's an interesting one because, like I said, the white florals and the presumption of Iris, it gives me a little bit of that Reflection Man style, but not enough to connect them big time. But I would definitely say that maybe this is in a similar category to Gucci Guilty Elixir for sure, just not as close to something like Reflection Man straight like Guilty Elixir is. Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense, I don't really think so. And then that's basically it, aside from a few others. That's kind of where we're at. Right now, I'm not 100% sold on this one. You know, I don't know, I'm just not. I still really like the Eau de Parfum, and I think, at least as of right now, where we're at in terms of summer and hot outside, I would much be more inclined to reach for the Eau de Parfum. I don't see myself gravitating towards this one right now. Now, once we start working our way into fall, that might be a different story, especially the more mild fall days. You know, this might be something I would reach for. I was expecting something a little bit more, but wasn't quite there. Hopefully they do an elixir the proper way and really amp it up and really give us a lot of that vanilla in the woods and stuff, because I'm just not picking up on that yet. You know, maybe they could throw in just a few more oddball notes of tobacco and leather and stuff and really get it going, but you know, that's kind of where we're at with this. It's pretty expensive. I believe the retail's around 180 or so, and Joma Shop had this one in right now for like 160 for this 100 ml bottle, or was it 125? 100 ml. So that's the price on these. They're expensive. I don't hate it. but I don't really love it yet either. I'm trying really hard, and I want to pick up on the notes that are seemingly there. And I don't know how accurate that Fragrantica Accords thing is, but I'm not there yet. I would like to get more of the vanilla and the patchouli. Maybe that'll come out later on. I don't know if I'll do a full review on this one, but if it ends up being something that kind of turns around, you'll probably see it in some lists and stuff here and there. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.